Afternoon Gossip Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here. Gossip Talk Shows. Find your own. Uh, I am on my own today, guys. Happy holidays. Hope you guys are enjoying your holidays and looking forward to 2024. So, the topic today is the spoken and unspoken chains of relationship. Mostly in a relationship, one doesn't typically feel bound by chains. Uh, However, this is not the case. Um, so today I'm going to talk about the unspoken words, how unspoken evil words can affect a relationship, how spoken words can actually change a relationship. And also we will cover a narcissist, like being in a relationship with a narcissist, which places the invisible chains around you. You can restrict your freedom and causing immense difficult in breaking free. So if you are somebody who has ever dated a narcissist, you will know that in such a relationship, you may feel gradually losing your self-esteem as your partner aim to tear you down instead of building you up. And there are some people in a relationship that when you are dating them, they tear you down. So that's why most of the time, if you listen to Tony Robbins, he says when you are in a relationship with somebody, um, you need to look at who you are becoming in that relationship. And so it's very, very important to evaluate your relationship, your growth in that relationship. When we date somebody, we date somebody to grow. We don't date them so that they can tear us down. So the words that we speak about our spouse, it can either chain them, even in unspoken words. The words are powerful. Like, our thoughts are very, very powerful. What we wish for somebody, it is bound in the spirit realm. So it's very, very important that when we feel that our thoughts towards our spouse are not good, it's good to actually cancel those evil thoughts. No matter how sometimes somebody might wrong us in a relationship, think bad about them, but if we don't want to leave them, we want to be with them, and we believe that our behavior and our thoughts are right, but then they cause change in both parties. So it's very, very important every now and then, like when you pray or whatever you do, to make sure that you wipe out you actually cancel those evil thoughts that you maybe you think about somebody, or unspoken words or spoken words. Sometimes I might think about something about my spouse that is not right. It doesn't mean that if I think of it and to me I believe it, it becomes the reality. So it's very, very important to make sure that we cancel those chains, and to make sure that when we are dating somebody, don't let people tear us down, instead of building us up. And when you date a narcissist, there are statistic involved, deception. They can deceive you in a relationship. They can manipulate you in a relationship and relentlessly taking you um, from uh, from being maybe strong confidence to where you just they tear you down, where you feel you don't feel your worthiness anymore. It's because they are very, very clever in finding new sources of supply in order to manipulate you. So you have to be very, very be aware, be in the toxic chains. Um, there are some unseen chains of a narcissist in a relationship. Those, like I said before, involves manipulation. A narcissist are masters of manipulation, and they manipulate you, manipulate your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, leaving you feeling helpless and confused. These manipulation creates a chain that binds you. Oh, so at the end of the day, you end up feeling that you have control over your life, your worthiness, you lose your worthiness, you lose your confidence. And when you do feel that way, um, sometimes it can be really, really hard to actually go on as a human being, because when we date somebody, we want to date somebody that can actually give us confidence, that can help us to grow. Although we are confident within, but when you date somebody, you want somebody that is can help you to grow with your confidence, somebody that can motivate you, somebody that can be your cheerleader. But when you date somebody that is constantly tearing you down, constantly making you feel that you are not enough. I've met men that makes excuses for women who are narcissists. I've met women as well who are making excuses for their men, for the wrongs that they are doing in a relationship. Being in an abusive relationship is not okay, and you don't have to actually defend that person. You have to see things the way they are, not because some people, women or men, they blame themselves. He is because of what he is, because of this, because of this. They always have something to back them up. But at the end of the day, when somebody is tearing you down, tearing you down, there's no other way of describing it. If you're in an abusive relationship, you're being teared down. At the end of the day, you feel emotionally, you'll be disconnected emotionally, and you will end up relying on them for the validation of self-worth, um, because they have manipulated and created psychological chains that keeps you uh, tethered to their toxic influence. So, and then it could actually, you could be end up in isolation, and you being isolated from your friends and family. And those are the things that can strengthen the chains that bind you to them. You can feel, they may make you feel, they can actually, you may feel trapped in that environment, unable to seek help, support from others. Sometimes when you say, like, I want to get help, they may say to you, who is going to believe you? But because they're manipulating you, constantly causing fear, and in that atmosphere. So, and that fear can cause a chain that can paralyze you, that can paralyze your feelings, unknowingly, and that it can end up being your identity. So it's very, very important to actually realize these changes. When you enter a relationship, look at the signs from the beginning in that relationship, because the signs of a narcissist, they do show up very, very early. So don't ignore them. Show up, and they might hide it from the beginning, but eventually they show up. So it's very, very important if we're not making excuses um, when the signs uh, show up. So it's important to take action. Taking action is knowing why you entered that relationship. Why? What was the agreement? Was the agreement involving abuse? No one is perfect in a relationship. So, guys, I'm gonna just be clear: no one is perfect. But in anyone who is very abusive, you can. The signs are there. there's a difference between when you are having an argument, like a normal argument, for relation in a relationship, and there is a difference when somebody is actually really, really abusive, and normally they're like, you know what, they always have something to blame. They always have things to actually to use to manipulate, and there's so many things that they do psychologically to make sure that they to your mind. But you have the power to actually say no to that abusive, psychologically abusive relationship. You have the power to get out of that relationship. You cannot say to yourself that no one is going to want me, or use your age as an excuse. There are some women and men who look at their age, they will label themselves using age. Some people will be like using children, like I have children, like I have children. Who is going to want me? And when you get out in a relationship, the first thing is not to think about who is going to want me. It's just one step at a time to just get out and say, I don't want to be in this relationship. This was never the agreement for me to go through this pain, because those chains that you go through, they become your identity. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I am who I am because of the person that I am dating. That you become a follower. That person become they they stagnate your life. They cause pain into your life. Your life becomes it's like a sorrow. There's sorrow, pain. There's so many things that stagnation. It's like a prison. Relate the love that was meant to be love, that was meant to be a blessing, that was meant to bring joy. It is now it become a prison. Is actually even tougher than a prison, where when you go to prison, you get charged, where go for 2 years or 1 year prison, or 1 month, 2 month prison. You know that um is a prison, but being in prison for things that you don't deserve. No one deserves to change. No one deserves to go through pain. But you go through pain anyway because of that abusive person. But the beauty of life is the understanding that life is a blessing. It's a choice. The choices that we make in life, they would determine how we are able to move forward. They will determine our destiny. They will be the critical component of how many years we will live on earth. You cannot live longer if you're meant to die 100. You cannot live 100 until you're 100 because of those chains. So the choices that you make that will determine your future. So it's very, very important if you're going through that abusive relationship. It's very, very important to actually know that your worthiness, know your worthiness, know that you're worthy, know that the person that is abusing you, they are not your creator. They cannot define your destination. They cannot define your destiny. They cannot choose how you live your life. When you date somebody, you date somebody because you want to share your world with them. You want to share that love that you have in them. You want to share that joy with them. Some people want to have children, they want to have families, they want to share that joy, that love with their families. They want to create the love that they found. They want to build more blessing to their bloodline. A Christmas tree. They want to expand families. No one dates somebody to, but unfortunately, some people they are not so lucky. They go through that. They go through the dating. steps and they are like get excited that I'm going to meet the love of my life. It does not happen like that. How it happens is they end up meeting the nightmare of their lives. But when you do meet your nightmare, your worst nightmare of your life, what you need to do is you need to know your worthiness. You need to know that you are loved. Your creator, your parents carried you for 9 months, your mother carried you for 9 months. You were conceived. God chose you to be conceived. There are some children who don't get a chance to be born, but you were conceived. The fact that God decided that he be conceived and be on earth, that means you have an assignment that you have to, you have a purpose, you have an assignment that you fulfill. So fulfilling that assignment meaning not going to allow a human being to control, to make a choice. I will make a choice as long as I shall live. I will make my own choices. I will decide what I wear. I will decide what I eat. I will decide where I go, places that I visit. I'll create my memories as I will create them with my spouse as a team. I get to decide. You don't date somebody to go through pain. You don't go date somebody so that you can go through the abuse. So how do we break free from a narcissist chains? First, we need to be aware. Self-awareness recognizes that you are in a narcissistic relationship is the first step. Educate yourself about narcissist to better understand the dynamic at play. So you got to understand it in order for you to actually to in order for you to move forward is either with marriage, with the job, you want a promotion, you got to look at the whole foundation. When you're dating a narcissist, you got to look at the foundation of that relationship. Once you look at the foundation of that relationship, the dynamic of that environment, then you look at it just when you actually um, um, have self-awareness, meaning that you evaluate things, you go deep. How is my life going to look like in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, if it looks like now in 5 months? How is it going to look like? Then you seek support. When you seek support, you reach out to people that you trust, trusted friends, family members, um, and therapist. You can reach out to them. And when you do that, you cannot you cannot approach anyone. I've been with friends where I go out with them and they try to actually talk about their problems. What do you see is sometimes there will be people defending, like they'll make things worse. So when you tell somebody the person that you choose for support is going to be somebody that is a champion, that is a champion, somebody that is not going to take side or tell you what to do, as somebody that is going to play their part by supporting you and being there for you. Because when you meet somebody, you have a friend that is very very supportive and a very good listener. What you intend to do, you intend to make a decision based on the right decision. But when you tell a friend that you're telling them about a narcissist and they blaming that person, they come in a place of blame. You as a person that you are seeking support, you end up feeling that no, I should defend my spouse. Then you end up coming in a place of defense and then you end up defending them. But I find sometimes when I When somebody comes and tell me they confide in something, if I just do listening, listen to them and give them a hug, let them know that I'm here for them. Because when you tell somebody no, that you're not going to tell them what to do, but you're here for them, they'll come back tomorrow, they want to talk to you until they come to a point where they will be asking you, like, if it was you, what would you do? And when somebody feels comfortable, they feel safe to be with you, they feel they're being listened, they want to listen to you. And every step that they go, they want to make a decision, they want to make the right decision. But when you tell confiding people that start blaming somebody, then you feel like you'll be in the moment, but when you leave, you just want to defend. As fear creeps in. So it's very, very important. Even anyone that is listening, when somebody comes in and tell you something, just come into place where ask yourself, what role do I need to play in this part? The role of listening most of the time, not telling people what to do. I'm a psychologist, I'm a matchmaker. When somebody comes in and they talk about they most of my friends, when they talk about when they come in and they tell me about their problems, I don't I don't use my work to help them unless it has been asked. So when somebody tells me their problems, my job is to listen and to manipulate, use my psychology to actually trigger something, not tell them what to do, but I trigger because I know that person, there is power within them that is powerful. They are when somebody feels when a narcissist manipulates you, you lose your power. But when somebody comes and confides in you, your job is to actually trigger that power to rise without telling them what to do. You trigger that power within it, unleash that joy, that power within it so they can make their own decision. And the powerful thing when somebody is in a bad place, when they find a solution in themselves, is the joy that when they move forward with that decision that they are making, the right decision, they never look back. They will never ever look back because whenever they are faced with the situation, they will always remember what made them come out of that situation. So if you'll support somebody and you tell them, you'll be surprised what love can do. And you give them that support that I'm here. I'm here. I'll cheer you up. Want to scream? I'm a phone call away. If you want to shout, you want somebody, I'm just a phone call away. Just come to me. Come and have a cup of tea. I'm not gonna judge you. So those are the important things to help somebody that is going through chains of being in a relationship, a narcissistic relationship, dating that kind of a person, and setting boundaries. Setting boundaries, guys, is very, very important in a relationship. Having principles in place. Any relationship that is, we don't set the rules. There are some people that when I speak to them, they will tell me that I don't allow my spouse. I'm like, you what now? They make rules. The rules and boundaries are different things. So how we set up boundaries is you have to look at your values. When you look at your values, what makes the person, what makes you the person you are? Your character. Your character is very, very important. I've just wrote something on my paper. Um, my character is an asset. This paper is always next to my. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's written by scrabbled. So it is, a character can make me or you can destroy me and my image. So my character is the assets of my display. So it's very, very, very important when you create, when you look at yourself, look at your character, look at your values, your beliefs. And guys, it doesn't matter what people say about you. Your relationship is between the two people. Third person, they're there to support or to destroy. Remember these words. They can either in a relationship to support you or to break it. The relationship is based on two people. The third person is there to cheer you, to cheer you up. And the other one, they can either there to destroy. So, however, when you create, when you are in a relationship, you know your spouse very well than anyone else. And they know you very well, and you know yourself very well. Create boundaries that cannot be crossed in a relationship. Principles, they have principles in place. If you look at Jesus in the Bible, he has commandment. He has 10 commandments. That's why you will say there are people who are Christian, there are people who are not Christian. The Bible, those 10 commandments, Jesus, that's his character. He has no negotiations about his character. You can either follow me or you don't. That's his love for you. He says, love one another. If you want to be in my kingdom as a child of God, you say you're a Christian, it means that you're gonna love your neighbors as much as you love yourself. It means that you're going to love your friends, you're gonna love your family, no gossip, no backstabbing, no killing, no this. There's a list of a character that requires you to actually enter the kingdom of God, which is their heaven. Lucifer has his own principles. Lucifer comes to a person's life to steal, to destroy, and to kill. He's a fallen angel. So these are two people. God is the creator of the earth. Lucifer is the opposer of the creator of the earth. So as a human being, God created this commandment. He does not negotiate. He is his character, but he says, if you don't want to follow me, you don't want to give your life to me, I'm not going to hold that against you, but I'll continue loving you as my child of God. He still loves you. But what are your principles that you have created on earth? Or you have created not on earth, created in your relationship in order for you to live that happy life. And also, it meaning that relationship is not a title, guys. There are some people who enter a relationship because they go through so much pain. They don't want to get out of that pain because they don't want their friends to judge them, to look at them on social media and say, oh, she's no longer in a relationship. And then people start judging. They get scared of shame and guilty. But at the end of the day, life is a choice. We don't need to worry about people judging us. We don't need to compare our lives with anybody else. Life is a game. How I walk is my thoughts, my feelings. Person that I date, guys, I get to sleep with that person. I get to have sex with that person. I get to eat with them. I get to cook for them. They get to cook for me. I get to live with them 24/7. But the other person, the third person, does not get the one that you worry about them judging you. They don't get to know what you go through. So why not worry about people and get out of that chain, those chains, or get out on any chains in a relationship if it does not feel right, without comparing your life with anybody, without worrying about anybody. So those are the things that you have to actually set boundaries. And when you set boundaries, when you actually say, I'm going to have principles in place, not it coming in a place of ego or anything, you got to surrender yourself. You got to be humbled. You got to be, you got to surrender and say, you know what? I'm going to do me. I'm going to, the person that you date, you don't date them because they enter your life for you to give up everything so them. You date them because they are two worlds. This world of a woman, the king, the queen, the world of a man. So when these people come together, dating when they meet, the agenda of meeting somebody is to get to know them. I already love myself. I've already unapologetic accepted the person that I am. So I'm not looking for somebody so they can love me or feel enough. They can fulfill me. I'm looking for somebody that can love me, share their love with me. I'm looking for somebody that I can share my world with them, that I can go around the world and discover the places that I have never seen, share memories with my love. In a relationship to save my king, to save my queen. I'm in a relationship to have joy, the joy that comes with challenges. Relationship has its own challenges, and the relationship as an individual is unique. Don't go comparing your relationship with somebody, social media or friends. Some people they have get right in relationship because they compare their relationship with somebody else. So you don't have to compare your life with anybody. That is another chain. When we compare our relationship with other people, we have to we have to value our relationship, value the person that you're dating. And that comes with setting principles, having principles in place, and getting to know the person you are dating and sharing your world with. And that's why we date somebody. But the world of that person is full of narcissistic, full of pain, full of manipulation, full of blame, full of destruction, full of blood, where the relationship, somebody gets abusive, the blood is pouring. Can you just imagine the kingdom where we are now? We are no longer in the third heaven, we are in the second heaven with Lucifer. So it's very, very important, guys, when you are in a relationship to value yourself. When you get into 2020 now, we have 4 days to go entering 2024. We have to embrace and look back in 2024. If you are somebody who is single, please, when you enter a relationship, or if you are already in a relationship and you know that you are in an abusive relationship, make 2024 different for your life. Make it exciting, make it valuable so that you get out of that relationship by making sure that you are not in an abusive relationship. And if you are single, and my system, guys, I'm gonna show you how I actually the process of my dating agency. So when a guy, I'm a matchmaker for men, and Alina, she's a matchmaker for women. She was based in Ukraine. She's now based in Germany. So she deals with women. I deal with men. So what happens is when a man wants to join the agency, so they will make a phone call. So once they make a phone, I have to explain what I can offer, what I can offer, what the agency offer, the pain point, demographic, what I cover, and actually the conclusion of what do they get out from the agency. So once I explain that, if somebody says, you know what, I feel Nomsa, I want to meet you. I want to work with you because I'm tired of being single. So the next step is for men, I have to go to their own home. First, we meet on Zoom. So we have like a 10 minutes chat. And when we have a 10 minutes chat, if they feel they want to go ahead with the agency, then I have to go to their own home. But the service is not cheap, it's worth it. So if I go to their own home, now at home, this is where somebody is comfortable. They can tell me the truth about their lives. I want to know their story. I want to know, evaluating if I can work with this person. Because if somebody joined the agency, matching that person, they might be with me for a year, they might be with me for 6 months, 9 months. So I'm evaluating as well their character, if I can work with them, really help them, really understanding or their values, they understanding everything, their story, why they're single. I'm a psychologist. If they tell me the gibberish, what they think that I want to hear, this is where my experience comes in. I have to trigger the truth. Once I get to the bottom of the truth, they sign up and they agree, they sign up. If I feel I can work with you and they feel they can work with the Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, the check comes out. The prizes starts from £10,000 up to 1 million. So the check comes out depending of what kind of a membership that person wants to use. Once they join, I then have to go out now with that person or a member of the team. Somebody else will have to go on a mini date with them, or it's me. Normally, it's me. So go out on a mini date. When I'm on a mini date with that person, they don't know what I'm looking for. It's the character that I'm looking for. Because when you are on a date with me, how you communicate with me is how you're going to communicate with the clients are men. So through that, how you communicate with the staff, they don't know what I'm doing because I'm so playful. I'm so laughing. I'm so joyful. I'm a blessing to their lives. They're a blessing to my life. So they don't know what I'm doing. So once we finish, this is where my principles and the values comes in. So then I have to make my own suggestion. Some people completely, they are ready. They've gone to therapies, they've gone through, they're just happy, they just themselves. They know what they want. They don't need coaching. But if you are somebody that has attachment that are still holding you back, this is when the chains that are holding you back. There are some people, if you have dated a woman that is abusive, if you have dated a man that is abusive, that can destroy your confidence. So if I see that you struggle with confidence, this is when I have to allocate you with a coach. If everything is free, you've paid, you want to join the agency, then I have to allocate you with a coach. So once I allocate you with the coach, that person, if they work with you, it's either for a few weeks, getting you sorted out. We actually getting into the foundation. We're getting rid of I'm not worthy. The chains that have been programmed into your mind or into your life, we break them. Once we break them, then you are ready to go and meet somebody. We connect you with somebody. When we connect you with a woman, when you go on a date now, you're on your own. And that man, when he goes on a date, is no longer feeling that is not enough. Most of the people that I work with, they are wealthy people. They're no longer using their title to catch a woman. They are actually now, they're just being themselves, meeting somebody, they're interested in getting to know somebody. If they can afford a bottle of £1,000, they're no longer buying a bottle for £1,000. They are now buying a bottle of wine for £100 or £200. They're not impressing anybody. They just want somebody that is gonna love them. That is my process. So if you go through a matchmaker, the reason why I'm sharing this, there is a difference between going to find love through dating apps and through any matchmaker around the world. You go through a matchmaker, we do the work for you. We can spot a narcissist for you before you even get to the picture. So if we do spot people that are abusive, there are two choices. They can either go through therapy or we don't take them. It doesn't matter how much money you have to pay, whether £500,000 or whether £1,000,000 or 50,000 or 20,000. It does not matter. We don't take you. Because at the end of the day, if I met you and a woman will bring me customers, more clients, and a man will bring me more clients, if both people are happy. So that's the main reason why the process of every matchmaker, that's how we work. So we do all the work for you, everything. Some matchmakers, they do many dates, but I do. There's quite few that will go on a date with the guys or with the women. How the process for women is different as well. So once I have a man, I don't go to the women's homes because they're not my clients. I meet them for coffee and I meet them on Zoom first. ID verified everything. You have to send your identity. The process, like when you're looking for work, you have to send your identity. We check it, everything that is all you are who you say you are. That's all we do. And once we check everything, man's identity, woman's identity, the only thing that a woman cannot find out is if they are dating you, they are meeting you for the first time. They don't get to know your full name. So we give them, because we already know who you are, so they will know your name so that they don't go and Google you on social media. So what they do is when they meet you, the day of the meeting, when they meet, that's when the guy will tell the woman his full name, who he is. And we do the same with the woman as well. Sending the introduction, they just gonna meet Nomsa. Nomsa who? Nomsa that lives in Oxfordshire. She owns a house, everything, your job, the job that you do, the children you have, 5 foot, everything about you will be there, but your name, it's not going to be, your full name is the thing that it's not going to be there because we don't want people to Google somebody. So that is the same self process. But bear in mind, in a relationship, people do change. So what we do is with our clients, we follow up. So we make sure that we follow up and making sure that the relationship is still going smoothly. So once that person, they are happy and they're like, this person is not abusive and things like that, so we leave them alone. After a few months, or it could be 6 months, it could be a year, we then leave them alone and then they invite us to their wedding. That's how we work. But if you're on your own, you have to evaluate things yourself and without worrying about being judged by people. Focusing on self care is very important. And plan your exit if it's needed, if it is safe to do so. Uh, just plan your exit strategy very, very carefully. And this may involve seeking legal advice, finding a safe place to stay, and also even finances, if they are financial ties. Um, like maintain when you leave, maintain strictly no contact with narcissists. After ending the relationship, if you have kids, you can actually arrange that person to meet the children. Don't stop them seeing their children, and that is wrong. I would not want anybody stopping. Like if anybody would have stopped me to see my dad or my mom, uh, it wouldn't be right. So make sure that you do like legally wise. Just let the kids see their dad or their mom, whoever that is involved, and make sure that they continue the contact, but to do it the right way. They can either be a mediator or something, just do it that way so that you can actually live a happy life. And in all of this, when we look at the chains, it's all you get to decide. No one can get to decide. Like if you watching gossip talk shows, you can come and talk to me, but at the end of the day, you still have to face that situation of living with somebody who's turning you down, tearing you down. So it's very, very important to actually make sure that you actually take good care of yourself. And when you take good care of yourself and making sure that you have, and also after that, making sure that you actually uh, emotionally you get help and also recognize your value. And after when you recognize your value, after when you leave or during that relationship, now moving forward, now you leave that narcissist relationship, the self-discovery journey begins, understanding your strength, your weaknesses, what truly brings you joy and fulfillment in life. And the therapist can help you to go through that. That involves more than just ending relationship. There's so many things emotionally that are involved. Um, there's a spiritual. Remember, there is a spiritual bond. I don't know if anyone has ever seen my video where I'm a Christian, where I was like blinded, not knowing my journey when I walked, but when my relationship fell apart, that's why I became a matchmaker. And my decision was to discover the person that who is known as my identity. And when I looked back, when I was a child, and until when I turned 16, there was a disconnection of me as a person, in my character, my image, everything. There was a disconnection. So I decided that I needed to discover the person that I am without blaming because my relationship were all going in the same cycle, ending in the same cycle. So when I decided to do that, um, now there was a journey where I had to go through, which is forgiveness. Forgiveness is me forgiving myself for holding the pain, for thinking that I wasn't enough. Because what happens is when you become a follower, we make friends. Sometimes when we make friends, our friends, they make us feel they make us feel that like you're better than us. So I used to hang out with those kind of people that think they're better than me and they're beautiful, and I believe it. But before I didn't care, guys. I never, all my life, my friends were boys. Boys are they live a very simple life. They're very, very simple. You want advice, they tell it as it is. No simple, no emotions, nothing. But when I came to the UK now, I needed to have friends. started hanging out with friends. I needed friends to go out. I started speaking their language, started behaving the same, the way they behave. My character, and I was so frustrated. I wasn't happy. But through that journey, self-discovery, I needed to discover myself, who I was as a person. But anything went back to my childhood, where I actually connected myself with my child, with my inner child. The minute I connected with my inner child, that's when my problem began. Because spiritual, in the physically, I had disconnected myself with my inner child. And that affected me spiritually in the spirit realm. Emotionally, I disconnected myself with my inner child too. But I'm not aware of it. But the moment I decided to work on forgiveness, forgiving myself, being a follower, believing that I wasn't enough, self-worthy, there's so many things that were playing in that part. And also with the dating, when I was dating, I was so close to my parents. I don't know if anyone that is close to their parents can relate to me. I was looking for somebody, dad, my mom, like my stepdad. I was so close to my stepmom, but I loved her, accepted her with my dad, but because me and my dad were so close, so that relationship affected because she believed that she wasn't the first lady with my dad, but she was. It's just sometimes it's how people feel. Because I used to ask my dad how he feels. My dad would tell me that the love I have for my children is different than the love that I have for the person that I'm dating. And now I understand it that sometimes people can feel threatened by the relationship, which is not the case. My dad loved me so much, but in her heart, she didn't believe it, which is I had to pay the price. I was so close to my dad. I wasn't the only child, but I was really close to my dad. But when it comes to dating, I was looking for somebody that is going to love me like my dad. So all those things I had to break chains. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because sometimes when we're looking for love, we get attracted to bad boys or bad boys or maybe good boys, but that really they're not fulfilling us. So, but when you decide to actually be honest and be truthful and just date somebody that actually they're not your, I used to think I knew my type. I'll be like looking at, I'm not gonna date this guy that goes 7 days a week to the gym and you name it, but I ended up dating that person because I God he had a plan for it, plans for me. He knew the pain that I'd gone. He knew the person that is going to complement my healing so that I keep my healing, my growth. That man entered my life. I looked at him. I was like, "You're 6'2". I don't date these guys 6'2" who goes 7 days a week and they are David Beckham's twin. I don't date those guys. They're players. I had that in my mind. But when that guy showed up in my life, there was no doubt that God has sent that person in my life. I had surrendered what I thought I knew. I had going through my healing actually. I had to learn how to how to actually communicate with God and the universe. God is the universe and He is the universe. I didn't believe same way I believe now, because I didn't know the existence of what is the Bible, how does it work until Lucifer entered my life. When I went through somebody, if you want to know the story, you can go and see my videos when Lucifer showed up in my life and recorded, which is occult. So when he recruited me, like Nomsa, I went through the forgiveness. And when I went through the forgiveness, there was this cloud in my heart. It felt like I'd pulled something, the cloud, the darkness had came out. So I got it connected to my inner child. Now I could feel the real me, who is Nomsa. And that image of fake, that wasn't authentic, it had gone out. But when it gone out, by pretending to be something that I'm not, living a non-authentic life within myself, I'd opened the door of darkness unknowingly. And there were so many things that played a part. So forgiveness, yes, me, I'm crying in the house. So like the healing part, I'm sharing this because when you have to go through the narcissist, the bullying, the manipulation, you have to go through the healing. So when you go through the healing, there's some journey that are gonna make you uncomfortable, which I had to go through. That had made me uncomfortable. But if I had chosen the easy way out, I would have gone to the doctor and say, give me some depression tablet. I don't feel too good. Give me depression or give me some tablet to sleep, and then I can sleep. I'll be okay. But I needed to go through the journey of proper healing. And when you go through that journey of proper healing, is where you have to be confronted by the feelings that makes you feel uncomfortable, feelings that you don't want to face. So I had to go through those feelings. But at the same time, I was a Christian, but I didn't know how the Christianity work. I didn't know how the realm of the spirit of the universe work. I didn't know how the physical. I didn't know what I'm bounding on in the physically, the words that I speak in the physically, the things that I tolerate in the physically are bound, linking me to the in the spirit realm. I'm chaining myself. I didn't know I was chained. But the minute I asked for forgiveness, it was a long, long 40 days. That day, the last day, about 40 days, it was when I came out of that darkness. I could feel the happy, the joy. But when I came out, I had gone to the voice. I was sick, had gone to the voice to audition for the voice. But then I felt sick. I couldn't go to live. And then I had finished recording my single, getting excited, wanting to now the next step, what I'm going to do next. And here's the voice in my house. I'm sitting, and the voice says, Nomsa, follow me. I'll make you great. I'll give you everything that you have ever wanted. Now I'd gone through the deliverance. And I was doing it on my own, actually. And sometimes you need a professional, you need somebody professional. I'd gone through therapist, three psychologists. I couldn't understand what they were saying, and I couldn't get it. So that's why I decided to actually go through the deliverance, but in a different way. We decided to use the Bible and the scriptures and fasting for 40 days. And is presented with, now I'm free, healing. Now Lucifer recruited me. I was like, what? No. But I didn't say no. One of the angels of God, the angel of God was already there. So the reason why I had to know that it was him, because he offered to promote my music, he offered to give me loads of followers, make me a millionaire. And I was like, I don't know how what happens. I called my pastor. It's like my pastor is in Braintree, and she drove over because I just moved to Handy. She drove over and came. Alison, poor Alison, and she came and she was like, "What is going on?" And she called the pastor that where I was working. It became a real thing, guys. The police were called because I couldn't understand why I but he made sure that I realized that I was connected to the second heaven and on earth. So when the pastors and people in Henley, when they all got together now, like these NOMSA, and the police were called, the procedures were called, but and then the person that called the police, it was the social services, was my friend. That it was somebody in Henley that called because they thought I was like going cook that asking, telling them the story, what was happening. But my pastor had already come. So, but when they came, the reason why I'm sharing this is you have to understand what happens in the spirit realm, physical realm. And also, when you listen to the celebrities that tell you that they joined occult, you don't join occult for fun. So if you are listening to their music and they've joined occult, that can affect your marriage, it can affect your well-being, it can affect everything, your everyday life, because you are no longer yourself. Something else that takes control over your life. The whole thing means you're worshiping their gods. So that's when it made me realize. So when they called the social services, the psychiatric doctor came as well, because this guy, he had betrayed me anyway. You know, when you're confined in people, but I was in a good hands. So the police refusal, like, we know Nomza, we see her every day. So hearing God and being recruited or caught is not a crime. So they just left me alone. But the social services and Lucifer was playing a game at the time. I didn't know his game, but he wanted to hack the people. He was involved in it anyway. He wanted to hack them so he can see how the government works. The social services take children from their parents. So that's what he wanted. He wanted to know the process, what they do, the process. So that's why when those who are Christian, if you are listening, God uses his power to actually help somebody. But Lucifer, Satanism, occult, they use psychology. Then they haven't got power, but they use psychology everyday life to actually get into a person. So he wanted to see what how they work, but he actually wanted a game. He was using me in that process, my story in that process. So in the end, the psychiatric doctor said, I've traveled around the world. I've seen occult exist. I've experienced it. So he was like, what do you want to do? No, so I wanted to go to South Africa. I went home. And there was a pastor that was on TV that actually my friend referred me to. And this guy, he dedicated his life. He took me over from the psychiatric doctor and said, I will help her if you let him go. If you let her go, I will help her. And the reason why I'm saying this, guys, in a relationship, the story that you go through, you are on your own with the person that you date. During that process, when I was facing Lucifer, I was on my own in a relationship. Everybody else in my environment is judging. But God made sure that I come on top. They were all judging me like, Nomsa, this, but they didn't know what I was passing through. But the strangers that I didn't know, these pastors, they entered my life and said, Nomsa, Lucifer, does not just hack anybody. He does not just recruit anybody. You are the reason why he's recruiting you is because you are this. And then if you don't wake up, end up, he will kill you. So now I'm like, yeah, I'm facing death. Okay. But I wasn't on my own. I was in a relationship. But that thing would have turned out to be different. So I'm sharing you this so you guys can see the picture of the journey of your life. When you go through life, you go through problems. Sometimes it's you that knows your story. At that moment, I knew my story, but there was a pastor in Henley that came to me and sat next to me. And there was one of the nurses that came and sat next to me. This woman, she's a social worker. She came and sat next to me. She's from Africa. And she said, Nomsa, you know that Lucifer does not what you're saying. I'm a Christian and it is the truth. He does not just talk to anybody or come to anybody. So you're gonna have to fight us. I was like, what are you talking about now? She was like, I'm a social service. So you're gonna have to fight me to get out of your way. She was from Africa. In other way, she was telling me that I have a choice. And the choices that I will be making in that moment, they will determine my future. So I was like, okay. And the pastor in Henley did too. Everybody knows Roger. Roger came to me and said to me, and she said, Nomsa, you know who you are. You're gonna have to be the person that you are right now and moving forward. And that's why I ended up doing the things that I do, because I was hiding. I didn't want to follow my dreams. I knew the things that I wanted to do, but I was hiding. So he was like, you're gonna have to fight. But he didn't tell me that I was facing death. But after, he was my brother. My brother is one of the pastors as well. My brother just told me that, no, sir, you're facing death. So you're gonna have to fight him. So in order to fight him, these are the things that you're gonna need to do. I was in a relationship at that moment, everybody's judging me. So that's why I'm sharing you the story that people are going to judge you, regardless of whether you stay with the narcissist or whether you decide to leave. People judge you, but at the end of the day, you get to decide how you move forward. I made a choice at that moment when everybody else, I had to ask myself, if people that don't know me, they are not related to me, but they have made my life full time to save me. So what choice do I have? The choice that I have is to actually find myself, rediscover myself. And I decided to face Lucifer. The words, I was like, teach me the words that I need to say. The words that you speak, unspoken words, those, they are the critical component of how you are able to move forward. So now I had to use those words that they were the scriptures and the words that they were giving me. So I had to believe in it. I had to come out of that by showing him that although you are a God, that you are to my God, Jesus Christ, you are to him. So I had to ask for forgiveness. Forgiveness meaning he was using the sins of my ancestors, the sins of my parents, what my parents did wrong. He had put me on the cross of death. But facing that death in reality, knowing that this is the choice that I was facing, to live or to die, I had to choose to live. And then when he finished torturing me, a few months later, he showed up. And he said to me, Nomsa, he said, look down. And that's why, guys, if anybody comes to me or if I go to the doctor, they tell me that I'm sick, I'll never ever believe it in my life. As long as I shall live, I'll never ever believe. So looking down, I'm like, what am I looking? First, he was like, I need you to feel the person that I am. I wanted to actually do something to you. I would have done it with the second they made me feel who it was in that moment. And when I'm looking down, like when you're looking at, the TV is no words in it, but there was words. He was like showing me that is no such thing as sickness. It doesn't exist. There is no such thing as depression. Depression, it doesn't exist. It exists when you allow it to exist. But you can, every sickness, you can heal every choice. You have a choice. Whatever you decide to do in life, you do have a choice. The choices that you make in life, they will determine who you want to become. And that day, it's like, I like your attitude, I like your character, but your friends and family don't know who I am. He was like, I'm going to just enjoy playing. That was it. That was the way, how the choices that I made, and the people that were around me, they were not around me to blame me or to around me, the foundation and the people that I have chosen to be in my life, they were the people that helped me to become the person that I am today. Is the foundation. You get to decide who is in your environment. But before that, they were pastors that the churches where I'll go to, they will know who I am, what I can do, and they'll make a deal with them. And when they pray for me, they will be taking the blessings, not actually praying for me. So that's why also those who are Christian make sure that the churches that truly, truly the church of God. Because those were my experience, the way I was going, and that's why the life that I was where I was going. So make sure, but when I in my environment, I had to make a choice. And you get to decide. The reason why I share this story so much is because you get to decide what you bound in the physically, it play a part in the realm spirit. And which means that's when some people they say I'm depressed because they cage themselves. You can truly, truly be happy if you decide the depression is comes with the self-worth when you believe that you're not worthy. When you believe, or sometimes the sleep problems that enters our lives unknowingly, we let them drag on. And then when problems drag on, then that's when you end up getting into depression because that's not your original feelings where you're meant to feel. You're not meant to feel that way. And also your feelings are now caged. So when the feelings are caged, the real you in the physically, it feels the chains. So if you decide to be like, okay, free myself, I'm gonna make the choices, or if you feel that okay, I feel that my life is not fulfilled, do something about it. If you let it go on into depression, and that's when the second heaven comes in, where they cage your emotions, where they cage your life. Still is there. So once you date a narcissist, you have a choice of getting out and exit and plan your exit without blaming yourself. Some people they go back to the beginning when they started dating that person. I should have known. I should have not dated this person. But sometimes it's hard to actually know the future. Some people are good at using they're gifted. There's some people who are gifted, like use your instincts. Your inner being can actually tell you the future, your dreams as well. Listen to your dreams. There are some people who dream things, and sometimes it could be a warning, or sometimes it could be the universe or God or whatever. It's God showing you that this is your life, your destiny. So it's very, very, very important to mostly believe in your life and believe in your destiny. If you date the wrong person, don't blame yourself. Plan the exit. When you plan the exit, think about yourself as well. Self-care. Take good care of yourself. Life must go on. Never ever hold your life and say, I'm not anybody this person. That is not good enough. I've made the wrong choices. The good thing about life is about the choices that we make. When we make the wrong choices, we can decide to rewrite those choices, to rewrite our story. That makes it life exciting. You can rewrite your story to be able to become a billionaire or a millionaire. There's got to be struggle. There's got to be mistakes that comes with it. There's got to be choices that comes with it. But the difference between somebody who does not follow their dreams and the person that follow their dreams is this person is that follows their dreams, they are able to tolerate pain, they are able to pick themselves up when they fall, they are able to actually to look at mistakes as a learning skill. They are able to rewrite their own story and they are able to rewrite their past. Your past does not define your future. Your color does not define your future or your destiny. I have this say that if you did not make me, you can define me as a person. So if you find yourself like some quote that you use them for motivation and motivate yourself. And also sometimes you may say, Lomsa, it's easy, you make it easy. Life is a journey. When you decide, whatever you decide, you can do it, regardless of what. When I was going through things in life, people that love me, they showed me that Nomsa, we love you, here for you. When you do make a choice, of whatever the choices, knowing that the choices that I'm making now, they will determine how my tomorrow is gonna look like. I knew how my tomorrow, what I wanted to look like. I knew I wanted to succeed in life, but succeeding with the confidence the story. So succeeding with God and doing the things that I love, it was my story. It was the story that I desired. It was the story that I had decided myself, not anybody else. So you can decide your own story, how you want your to as you go to 2020, 4 days left, you can decide how your journey is gonna look like. You make New Year resolution, how you want your 2024 to be. It's either you have family, you have children, you get to decide. I get to decide my own story, how my journey is going to look like. Sometimes it's tough, but that's okay because Nomsa got this. Going through and understanding how the realm of the spirit, I don't, I don't look back. When I'm faced with the challenges, guys, I never give up with my desires, with the things that I love to do. Face the challenges. The first thing for me is to realize my challenge and to be real. Once I'm real, then I come up with a strategy. My strategy is one. That's one thing that I learned from the God is fallen angel. One thing that I've learned is I always have to, when things get tough, I have to learn who is God. When I'm going through something, I will say out loud, God, you are the way, or the truth. You are, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the way. So I have to put those codes in every problem. As long as I'm willing to stand up, willing, it always comes through. Because in my heart, I don't negotiate with money. don't negotiate with negativity. Negativity is there to help me to grow and fall. So for me, so taking myself up, it means I to to say words that I speak, the thoughts that I speak. I'm not in that level anywhere where I entertain negative words. I entertain negative thoughts. I don't entertain them. So you can do that if you are a Christian or a non-Christian. You need to believe that you're worthy. And those who are Christian, I can tell you the weapon is a Christian because that's the person and that's my identity. The life that I lived as a fake Christian when I said I was a Christian, but I couldn't understand how to fight my battles. It didn't really turn out well. It didn't serve me, but the life that it served me is knowing that whenever I go through something, I need to know that I'm not alone. God is always there for me. It's just to have these words, to have the words of knowing that my miracles always come regardless of whatever I go through. My miracles are always there. They might take 1 year, they might take 2 years, then it might take 3 years, they might take 1 month, or 2 weeks, or one day. But I just need to remember that my miracles are there. My destiny, God has written it for me. So it's up to me to keep writing it. And you get to decide that as well. Destiny does not involve being in an abusive relationship. We go through those things in life in general. Is part of life. There are different characters of people that we have to go through. So what you need to do is select the right people, friends as well. They play a part in your life. Family members, we cannot change our families, but the secret to life is not to get involved in drama. It's just living your life best. Love, accepting people for who they are. We cannot want to change people. That's the thing that I've learned as well through my process that I cannot change people. God will not want to change anybody. We want you to be an example. Your character is the critical component of you changing, being the changer in your bloodline, and just standing out and being. So that is what I leave you with, guys. And if you are somebody, you are single and looking to the website www.hsciu.com and register for love. And if you're looking for coaching, so you can also inquire about coaching, what kind of coaching. We're going to start doing camp 2024. That means I know we will do it in countries as well. So different cities in America. I know we're gonna do that in South Africa and other countries. South Africa, I know is South Africa, Kenya, and what other countries? Zambia, and Nigeria, not decided yet, but I think 99% we might do it because I came to know people there as well. And also, I going through Lucifer. So, yes, and so that's the way we can do that. So we can do that. You can make some inquiry about bootcamp as well. So there's I think from next week you don't need to do the inquiry. You can just fill out the form on the website. The website is specific for it will be up by next week that has bootcamp. So I think that's that's why if you need coaching, so you can do that. And if you're single and looking for love, you can go to the website and make some inquiries. The process is very, very simple, and is very, very is friendly. You don't have to worry about stress. The only thing you have to do is just make some decisions, be able to afford to pay. And for women, I think there's a red book as well. So there's lots of opportunity there. The things that you can do if you can't afford, but in order to be with Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency, your mindset has to be, you have to be, there's specific requirement because of the clients that we work for. So they are well people, these people that I work with, they are the working class. So you have to have a job in order to join Hope Spring Eternal Production Agency, even if you're going to join. And also you have to have the mindset of how to deal with wealthy people, which is, that's what Library provides. That's why YouTube provides. That's what Ngozi talk shows you can it's all about what you bring to the table in a relationship. If you don't have wealth, what do you bring? You could bring mentorship. The woman is a mentor. Or to be smart. In order to get what you need in life, you got to be smart. To date a wealthy person, a working class person, you got to know what they require each and every day. They don't require stress. They require somebody who's going to mentor them. Mentoring them, a woman is a mentor. When it comes to men's side, you have, as a man, you got to have goals. A woman needs a woman, needs to date a man that is an architect. An architect, it means I have goals. I have a plan for this woman that I want to date. So if you have a plan, you're not just dating, you want to date, no understanding what a woman is about. So you've got to have that mindset in order to actually to fit the criteria of our clients, because these people, they work hard. They need somebody that is going to mentor them. They need somebody that understands them very well. But when you work very hard, you don't want a woman that is for some talking problems, or you don't want drama in your life. All you want is somebody that is going to mentor you. And by mentoring, I mean have goals and teach them to your spouse. They need to cheer you up. And even if they're scared, they need to not show it and tell you that everything is going to be right, honey. We're going to do this. You've got this. Just cheer you up and um, that best version of yourself. That's what I mean. So if you are that kind of a character and you want to get into, you want to join the Hope Spring Eternal Agency, please do. Those are the kind of people that I look for in for my clients. And enjoy lots of chocolate, guys. This is the time where you have to have an excuse of it's a Christmas holiday. I got to eat lots of chocolate, and don't remember to pray. If you're a Christian, please pray and fast. I get ready for 2024. And also, what else can you do to actually have the blessings, grab the blessings, power of praise, praise, sing in the house, sing, pray in tongues if you can. If you're not a Christian, meditate. And the power of meditation, you can connect with your inner being, within your winning spirit man, that blessings where you can actually become the person that you want to become. Non-Christian, please meditate so you can be in the present moment. And if you're a Christian, please use praise and tongues, pray in tongues, power of praying in tongues. That's another story to tell you guys. And what else can you do? Pray in tongue, fast. And fasting, it means You can set up your own fasting. We are fasting all the way till 2020. We're breaking our fast like every day, 3 p.m. And on New Year's Day, which is New Year's Eve, Sunday, Saturday night, and midnight, we're fasting right through till midnight on New Year's Day, which is MFM. You can find it online, and also the instructions of how to do it. We're getting ready for 2024, good health, um, blessings, businesses needs to be built, grow needs to grow, promotion, anyone that is in a 9 to 5, they want promotion and good health. And I'm just praying for my bloodline, guys, so you can pray for yours and pray for yourself. And what else the advice can I give you? The prayer that you use. Do I have a prayer that I use? Yeah, I'm trying to think of something that can help you. So for those who are Christian, role God, you can ask God to fall upon raw power of God. Use praying tongues, uh, praying spirit, use raw helps. Then when you say raw power of God, what do you want God to do? Why do you want? Why do you want to call him? So that is a secret that you're gonna have to edit it. Raw power of God to fall upon me now. Please don't ask for money. Don't ask for marriage. Don't ask for. Don't say raw power God fall upon me now. Give me marriage. That's a big door. Um, ask for your destiny. Ask for your original destiny that is written by Him. When you do that, when you ask for your original destiny, the thing is when we pray for finances, we might get maybe £1,000 if we're meant to get 1 million. So you have to ask Him to fall upon you. And when you ask His power to actually come to you, He would then reveal the secret that will be forward. If you are single, He will reveal the secret that is blocking your relationship or finding the right person or what is holding you back. So that's why I got to use your common sense instead of saying, God, bless me with my marriage. Because if you ask for blessing for marriage, He's just gonna give you the just gonna give you the motivation for you to actually um, go and find that man. But if you ask Him, He will hold your hands right through until you find that man. But the scary part of it is you got to be prepared for the truth. That's the scary part when you ask God to fall upon you. Raw power of God to fall upon you. What do you want Him to do? You have to edit that. Give me my destiny. No, no, no. Answer me. Answer me. Raw power. So you ask Him to answer. You answer my problem, the situation. So you don't need to tell Him your situation because He already knows. So that is psychology. That is being smart. And that is you saying, fully, I surrender to you. Answer me. Maybe your health is not in the right place. Then He will then answer your health, your healing, give you the solution for healing. Or your finances, maybe 2024, you want to start your business and you don't have business ideas, or simply you're working 9 to 5, but you're at the back end. You're meant to be at the front. You're meant to be the person that is in charge of everybody. So when you ask Him to fall upon you now, what He then does is He will reveal to you who your identity is meant to be. And once He does that, then he will have fun with you. So sometimes it might not be what you expect. So you have to be aware. Please don't blame me when you say raw power of God. You can say this for 1 hour, sorry, 30 minutes or 1 hour, how you like. Raw power of God, fall upon me, answer me, or answer my enemies. Sometimes the people, they have enemies that they don't know behind their back. So ask him to answer your enemies. Or raw power of God, fall upon me. You say you are the way, you are the truth, you are the life. Answer my problems. If it's a health that you desire, go into that altar where my problems of health, where they are. Answer me. So you got to mean it. You got to be prepared for the revelation. I've gone through it. Everything that I'm teaching you guys, I've gone through it. Where my business in stagnation, say, fall upon me now. When it shows up, now that it shows me that that's the reason why there was a struggle in this. Firstly, it was fear. I want to be a millionaire, but inside of me, there's fear that I wasn't aware of it. Never reached that destination myself, my family. No one has ever reached that. But if I reach it, there is fear. So he had to show me that first you need to work on your fears. Okay, now I work on my fears. Now, raw power of God. They are enemies that around me now. I didn't know about them. Showing me that the reason why you go through where you go through is as a person, the slavery is no longer existing in the physical, but in the spirit realm, there is slavery still exists. There is still or is a words that are being spoken, that how far a black person can go. So that slavery, the chains, I have not, they're still there. So you have to break those chains. So I had to go through where I had to get angry with the white ancestors now, breaking through that chain. And then I passed that. Then now I'm praying again, and now I want to be a leader. I want to lead. I want to be the person that God created me to become. Then now he shows up. He shows me that you come from a royal family. So I'm like, no, I don't. He was like, yes, you come from a royal family. So I go to my pastor now. I'm like, okay, tell me, do I come from a royal family? Who comes from a royal family, my dad or my mom? He goes, you're going to have to go home and figure it out. You're going to have to fight the battle. So when I pray, the more I pray, I ask him to fall upon me now. So I come from, I'm realizing that, yes, I come from a royal family because on my daddy's side, my granddad is still there. Is actually on the throne without me realizing that my granddad is on the throne. So now I have to fight that when you come from a royal family, it involves bloodshed. When it involves bloodshed of power, everybody wants to get into power. They need to, so meaning I have battles that I need to confront before I can move on and be free. So I faced all that. Now I'm in a stage where I have dealt with my ancestors. I have dealt with those who say they cannot be ruled by a woman. Although my family left in Nigeria, in Kenya, they moved to the throne, but in the spirit, that throne is still there. It still exists. Somebody still needs to take that throne. If that throne was to go over, somebody takes over. My father would have been on that throne. I would have been a princess. So I still needed to fight those battles to actually decide and actually fight and say, this is the identity that I choose to become. I don't choose, do I choose to be a princess? My words is like God has to decide if I need to rule. because what happens is there are some ancestors that are fighting now, saying we cannot be woman, you cannot come and claim the throne. So it depending on what your battles you're facing, so you have to be prepared to actually for the truth when you say, oh, God, when you do that. I am saying it more calm. The times where when the truth is revealed, sometimes we don't want the hard truth. We want things that will give us a simple life. For me, I was heartbroken at first. It's all those things that I had to deal with. Heartbroken, knowing that my family were there to give up that throne because of slavery and go and live the life that was never them. They had to move from Kenya, from Nigeria, and my ancestors they had to go and be South Africans, but they're not. So I grew up believing that I was South African. I grew up believing that this is my identity, but my identity is not. It wasn't what I thought it was. So there was that anger in me that I had to deal with. Some people would be like, why would you get angry? So I got angry because I thought that my family's identity was stripped away from them. And at the same time, I didn't know my identity. So now, when you actually figure out your identity, that's when you have to break free. But for some people, when you call God and say, Fall upon me now, the life is very simple. There are no battles. He just shows you and do this and do this. Me, I just come from a family that has battles. So those are the things that I had to go through myself. So once you go through that, there will be a next stage where you get now that I know what I'm facing, I know who I am, I know my identity. Now I can be a leader, leader knowing the person where I come from. And now when somebody asks me, Nomsa, now I know who I am. Be being a princess, I can still be if I want to claim. I can still be that, but I don't choose that. I choose my what God wants for me to become, which is another throne, which is that it could be another day, some one day when I decide to do that. So you can do all those things by asking Him to fall upon you and be prepared for the truth. Sometimes the people say, I want to have finances, want to have a good marriage, but they're not really prepared for that. I want to be happy. I want to be this. Everything you ask, He has challenges that comes with. So you've got to be prepared. And once you are prepared, then you're good to go. For me, I'm just good to go. That's my life. That's my story. I'm good to go. Now I can face anything. Facing Lucifer, it means bring anything you bring, I'll face it. And he knows, he tell you that this child is bonkers. So anything you face, if I date somebody that is abusive, leave because I know that that's not my story. So I'm gonna love you guys and leave you tomorrow. I think I have Dr. Bickett, and I'm with Dr. Bickett. We talk about grieving because she is a grieving coach. So we're gonna have to find a topic based on grieving tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow and live with grace, everyone. And God bless you. And please remember to actually enjoy Christmas holidays with your loved ones. Don't stress about talking about it yesterday, day before yesterday. Don't stress about turkey. Don't stress about food not being cooked properly, expecting your families to come. The joy of holidays is to maybe cook the food and burn it and laugh about it. Maybe cook the food and doesn't come out how you expect and find joy in it. So that's why we have these holidays. We want to have holidays to stress. to to actually not embrace it. We are becoming stressed about our in-laws. Don't worry about people if your in-laws don't like your cooking or they don't like this. Don't worry about it. The good thing is knowing that God loves you, knowing that you love yourself as well. So that is very, very important in life. And cook your food. If you're cooking food, just do what you can do. Do your best and do whatever. Spend time with families. If simple you don't want to cook, just go to Tesco's, Sainsbury's, Marks and Spencer, Waitrose, buy food that is ready or nibbles and just nibble instead of stressing. Life is not about stressing. And if you're single as well, prepare entering 2024 with a plan. Uh, how are you going to find that love? Or if you're dating up as well, I give this advice as well. If you're on dating up, make sure that your profile is written professionally. The reason why I'm saying make sure that your profile is written professional is because if you're looking for love, there's no need to go and write negative things like the things that you don't want. Let the reader, when they're a person that is reading, straight to the point, who you are, what you like. Let them, when somebody is looking at your profile, give them a story of who you are as a person. When they read, let them read and relate to you. Not to say I don't want to, I don't play mind games. Nobody wants that in a profile. You don't need to write that. The profile that you write, it has to be a profile when a man or when a woman reads. They've got to be, you know what, even this person, they're not a good match for me, but I like to have a chat with them. Or just like to say hello and admire them, say I like you. Your photos they had to tell it has to, they have to tell the story. If you are like somebody who likes to travel, take a nice professional a photo that represent you traveling, or take another nice photo how you look like when you go out, how you look like just at home, rest casual. No selfies, please. And that's the advice that I can give you character wise. Be prepared of your character, know your character, your image, work on your image as well. Be authentic. Anything you do, let it be authentic. Be as authentic as possible. So do all that and then you put your profile on dating app. That is very, very important. Prepare yourself to 2024. If you want to find a matchmaker, of course, you can come to me. Dating agents and join Hope Spring Internet Introduction Agency. But please know that there is someone out there for you. Dress your dress, walk your talk, walk your walk, dance your dance, sing your song. Your song can only be harmonized by you, not anybody else. So those are the things that you need to do. So those are the things that you need to do when you're preparing the team 2024. If you're somebody who wants to start their business first, you got to prepare yourself. If you're not working but you wish to start a business, you can go to the job center, or if you're benefits, you can go to job center and let them know your business idea. If you tell them your business idea, they'll make somebody that can coach you for free. When you tell them your business idea, they will bring somebody in to understand more about your business idea. And then this person will spend 6 weeks with you, training you to write a business plan. You will be writing a business plan with that person. Once you write a business plan with that person, The next thing will be, once the business plan is finished, then the job center, that person that is helping you with business plan, they would then help you with your business planning will be approved. Once your business planning is approved, then it will be sent off to startup loans. When it's sent to the startup loans, so startup loans, what they do is they'll call you, they'll look at your business plan, and then they'll call you. What you have written, you got to know every detail that you call you to go through your business plan. They're not going to tell you that just because your business plan is approved, it means you're guaranteed, but that's the truth. You are guaranteed to get the loan. So you can get the loan for up to 25,000, but you don't get 25,000. You get, you can either apply half of it, or you can apply 10,000, depending with what your business is and what requires. And once you do that, yes, Kayla. Yes, once you do that, once your business plan is approved, then they will ask you questions. The startup loan will ask you questions based on your business plan, what you've written on your business plan. It's like simple questions. Okay, we've received your approved business plan. So before you go to your business plan, it goes to the job center, goes to startup loan, the job center, the company, the job center work with the company that works with the startup loans. So they know what they're expected to, what they're looking for. They help you with the research for that 6 weeks. You'll be doing some research with your competitors. You'll be doing some research with your business. What are it requires, the laws and regulations. So you'll be doing all that. Once you finish, once your business loan goes to the startup loans, that means the startup loans, they are aware that you've done all the research that is required. Once it's approved from the job center and the company that works with the job center, they cannot say no. So that means you are guaranteed to get that loan. Then you can start your own business for 2024. So you cannot make an excuse and say, I don't have money to fund my business. You cannot make that excuse. And then you're not on benefits and you want to start a business, please do not go to the people that can write a business plan for you and you pay them maybe £500, or they will write a business plan for you and do some research. Don't go to them. The reason why I'm saying don't go to them, because it means somebody else is doing some research for you. You're not doing it. You got to connect with your business, the business plan. You can get a business plan. You can write your own business plan. Now you have AI. If you need help, you can contact me. I can help you with that. And write a business plan and cash flow focus as well. Everything, do some research. Once you have a business plan, contact the loan companies. As long as your business makes sense, as long as your dreams are. Remember what I said before, that what we do in the physically is bound in the spirit, in the realm of the spirit. So once you know your desires, you get your, as long as your business plan is written and have somebody checking everything, do some research, everything, and just go for it. Promotion wise, if you want promotion, please just go for the things that you desire. If you want promotion, you don't wait thinking that you're not good enough. Just Find out what is required for you to apply for scholarship and follow your dreams. Go for interview. If you get rejected, it doesn't matter. Keep trying, keep going till you get to where you need to be. Uh, and be the person that you want. Follow your desires. If there is a dream that you want to, anything that you want to you want to do in life in 2024, don't put it on hold. There's never ever a right time. I cannot tell you that there's been a right time for me to make a decision and do things for my children, do things or travel or do this. There's never a good time. I just get up in the morning and I say to my children, I say to their dad, I'm doing this. And they look at me like, you know, so you're bonkers. There's no way you can do this. I just do it. It's never at the right time. And if I was wanted to wait for the right time, you just wait. There's never a right time to do anything. Just go for the things that you want to do in life. And once you go for the things that you want to do in life, a character comes with it. Be authentic and know that problems comes with challenges. Sorry, problems comes with success and struggles. I've had struggles in my life, but I am where I am today. Just don't give up. I just see problems as things that show up everyday life, and I just pick myself and just keep going. When I'm faced with challenges, faced with joy, celebrate my joy, celebrate my wins. Like right now, we enter in 2024. I'm just getting prepared for it. I don't care what I go through, whatever the life that I'm going to face. 2024, I've made a decision that is the day where I'm going to be. 2024. That is the journey that I decided that I'm going to go through. That there will be challenges along the way. So just follow your dreams. It's not easy. Making a decision is not easy. Sticking to it is not easy. Sometimes you might have to face friends and family turning their back on you because they think that it's not your character when you decided to follow your dreams. But just go for it. Because the people that just because we come from the same bloodline, it doesn't mean the same. So just follow your dreams, unapologetic, be humbled, and love, walk with grace, walk with love, and just trust the process. The most amazing thing is when you know where you're going, not really know, that's exciting. When you make a decision, I start my business. The future is invisible. I don't know the outcome. We're not meant to know the outcome. I'm just gonna go ahead anyway. That's the most exciting thing that you can give yourself as a gift. Just um, getting out of that toxic breaking chains and finding, following your dreams, and maybe something new. Just go for it and be the person that you want. I've done it myself. It works. And don't worry about people laughing. People always laugh, guys. I've done things where people just laugh sometimes. Um, as when I started my business, people go to my website and they just laugh and they'll be like laughing at me. They'll make me know about it, how they feel. But what they didn't know is I dreamed. You have dreams that you need to get to when you have a destination, an ending destination. It doesn't matter what people think. What matters is who is in that destination. It's me and God. That's why I just love you so much. Just me and God. Nobody else. Everybody else gets to say, we believe in you. Now, like, somebody says, I believe you. I'm like, crap. You don't believe, you never believed in me in the beginning, but you might have changed your mind. But that's how it is. There are some people that the most thing that is funny, some people like, because you have these dating agents are married, so can you remove? So I just getting rejection from people that you thought their family or friends. So that's the most exciting thing. And then when you go through that journey and that person comes back and say, I believe in you, and you're like, that's crap. You never believed in me. So me, I tell people that I don't think so. But thank you anyway. So that is your journey that you decide to do something, writing your own story. It's your journey between you and God, whoever you believe in or you believe in Lucifer. Some people believe in Lucifer and they're not hiding. That's fine. So whatever you believe in, that journey is your journey. Don't be ashamed. Don't try to figure out the future because the future is invisible. No one knows it. Only you know the future. Only you know when you just have the ending. How does your future look like? You, whatever you dream, just go for it. That's the advice I can give you. And that advice, it saves people uh, the not knowing. Let's go to the graveyard. Graveyard is a wealthy place. The reason why it's a wealthy place is there is songs that have never sang. There are artists who have never became professional. There are speakers who have never traveled the world to motivate others. There are doctors, their dreams never came to pass. There are teachers, their dreams never came to pass. You name it, the list there. You want to well to go to the graveyard and grab it. You've been really, really well. So I am saying might as well go for the desires, what you desire. Just go and you honestly guys, just go for what you want. If you fall, you find yourself falling, use the techniques that I've shown you that in your heart you know why you want God to come closer to you. It can either help, it can either finances, it can either simply you're just tired of being tired and living in poverty. You just want a good life. He knows. So do that. God bless. Live with grace.